Okay, guys, start clapping right now. Make some noise. Louder than that, for Mr. SANTI ESPINOSA!
How are you, everybody? How's it going? Sunday night, New York City. Whew, that was a lot of energy. I love you guys already. This is great. It's crazy, right? The past couple years have been insane, right? Like, oh my God, we're here together, gather in a room without masks. That's incredible, right? That's crazy. Like, what were you doing precisely a year ago, February 2021? You were working. Way to show people that you're better than everybody else. It's like, I was saving lives. I don't know about you. I'm a frontline worker and you are a loser. I was doing Zoom comedy shows, so yeah, I am a loser. What do you do? What do you work?
I work in the nursing home.
Wow. That deserves an applause already. Let me ask another person that is not as good as you, please. Let's just to make the recording even better. Sir, what were you doing precisely a year ago, February 2021? White people, am I right? He's like, she said working, I'm gonna see it working as well. That sounds. Sir, I love it. It seems like you were just somewhere passed out, wherever, like, it's like, I'm wasted. This is me now. I know, we're here. This is insane. I'm so happy we're recording this album. I'm telling you, this is my gauge. This is my indicator to know that COVID-19 is completely over. I was on the subway 2 months ago. This dude behind me had a boner. How do I know? Because I felt it. It was right there. I was just like, no social distancing. Like, this is crazy. Is that Omicron? Like, whoa. These variants are getting aggressive. Either that's Omicron or this is how New York City is doing forced vaccinations. One of the two. Still not cool. She's right there. I was like, ah. And I was confused. I was really angry. I was like, oh my, what? Because have you ever had a penis right behind you, sir? I have. The way you answer that is, it couldn't happen. You're like, it depends how you ask that question. Accidentally or purposely. I knew it was a penis. Right away. It was like that. Had the shrimp shape of the penis. You're like, oh, what? It was huge. It was a grower. It was like growing. I'm like, what is this person? Dude, I was so angry. I was like, I got the crazy eyes going. I was like, I'm gonna turn back and I'm going to kick the crap out of this guy. He's gonna get it. I'm just like, crazy eyes going. I'm like, let's go. Turn back. This dude was so big. I was like, I'm gonna take this for the next 7 stops. Just get some leverage, Santi. Let's just make him remember you. This is something for you and for him. I mean, at that point, it was like just all the way to Grand Central. I guess let's just. The weirdest thing about that story is that I couldn't wait to go home and tell my wife what happened to me. Because as we established earlier, I mean, not from you, but from him, there was nothing to talk. Like when you're in a pandemic, like there's nothing to say. You're with a person 24/7. But finally, I have a great story. Granted, not a great story. I have a story to tell my wife. So I get home and I'm like, hey, baby, you're not going to believe what happened to me on the subway today. She's like, what happened to you? She's like, what happened to you? Dude, this guy grinded with me on the subway for 20 minutes without consent. And she was like, well, like every day for me on the subway. And I'm like, point taken. New York, crazy. Even sadder than that is that I saw the same guy 2 days ago. He didn't say hi. I got played, everybody. I got played by this giant Viking with blue eyes. His name was Thor, I think. He was gonna take me to Asgard, but then he ghosted me. New York is crazy, man. It's insane. A month ago, an old lady told me to go fuck myself and die. Right to my face. In her defense, though, I stole her cab. I saw her and I was like, I'm so much faster. I can take this old lady, no problem. Get out of the way, because, you know, she's old, she's been places. I had to go somewhere. The fact that COVID didn't take her, pretty impressive. New York tough, like that's... I know I could take the lady, you know, like physically, but emotionally and mentally, she's got me. She's got me. Insane. So I moved to New York City from this other state, Canada. You know, the one that's up north. I moved here, and nothing. I mean, like nothing happens in Canada. It's super boring, really. Free healthcare. Ugh. Nothing really happens in Canada. I moved to New York, and I was so excited. I remember the first week, I saw this homeless guy. He picked up a live pigeon with his bare hands, put it in his pants, made eye contact with me, and said, "Have a good day, sir." He just walked away, and I was, "What is that? He's breakfast?" Like, if you make it here, you'll make it anywhere. Like, this is crazy. You get into the taxi and the, you know, the TV, the little TV, the eyewitness guy goes, "Hey, everybody, welcome to New York. Let's chase our dreams. Let's pursue our purpose. Oh, by the way, 25 people got stabbed in Brooklyn today." You're like, people are getting stabbed? What's happening? New Yorkers are like, yeah, people get stabbed. Just be careful. Like, that's the advice? After 10:30, just carry a knife. Like, that's... Like, that's crazy. That's insane. We need to do something about it. But I'm going to level with everybody. I've been here for 8 years. I think we should be stabbing way more people. Like... 25 are rookie numbers, is all I'm saying. It's just... I would never stab anyone, but the Cookie Monster in Times Square, he has it coming. He has it coming. Photo, no, stab. That's what you get, Carlos. That's what you get. I'm allowed to make that joke because I'm Mexican. Well, I'm not Mexican, but you people keep calling me Mexican, so just going with the flow. Just going with the flow here. I am Colombian. Did you just say tacos? I love it. I hope you're Mexican, otherwise I was super racist. That's just... Arepas. Okay, yeah, there you go. Then we know she's legit. She's like, she threw tacos and arepas. It's not racist. You cancel each other out. I am Colombian. Do we have any Colombians? Clap if you're Colombian. All right. White people are like, these Mexicans are getting whiter and whiter. Need to do something about this problem. I also know that I kind of look like a Korean single mother if you really... If you take a moment to see my face, it's like, oh, yeah. I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, why do I look like a Korean single mother? And she was like, I like to party a lot. Now the answer I was looking for, Mom, was like, maybe a Korean guy se metió en la mitad, got in the middle. Still not what I was looking for. Oh man, during COVID, you know, as a Colombian, he's like, hey man, you're Colombian, there's a show on Netflix, you definitely have to watch it. It's the greatest show ever. I was like, what is it, dude? It's called Narcos. It's the greatest show you'll ever see. Did you know how Colombians call that show? History. That's the name of the show. My mom calls me from Colombia, and I'm on season 1. I don't want to know how it ends. I really, I'm very emotionally attached to this Brazilian character, Pablo Escobar. Who knows? Maybe he will get busted, maybe he won't. I really don't know. So Colombia, you guys do a lot of cocaine? Is that what you guys do? No, we actually make it, and then you buy it. That's how the economy works. You should watch this documentary on Netflix. It's called Narcos. Narcos. I'm from the capital of Colombia. Thank you. As white girls like, you're from Bogota. White was like, oh my God, you're from Bogota. I'm like, what is Bogota? You know the capital, Bogota? Oh, Bogota. Hable claro, mamita. Hable claro. I love the white people's like, yeah, whatever he's saying in Spanish. By the way, clap if you understand or speak Spanish. Wonderful. How do you feel to be the minority tonight? He's like, I don't know what's happening here. I'm really high, but that's great. And clap if you don't speak or understand Spanish. Please don't call immigration after the show. We appreciate being here. We really. Oh man. So we have mostly Colombians. Do we have any other type of Latino? Mexicans? Don't be afraid. We already established that this is not an immigration tactic. This is just. She kind of like, it's like, oh no, is this how they do it? Is this? They put a comedy show together and then you clap and then next thing you know, ISIS is just waiting for you outside. It's okay. What kind of Latino are you?
From
Michoacán.
Michoacán.
Michoacán. Gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Eso es México, Santiago. That's Mexico. Okay, you gave me like a city. I'm not like that good at geography. In Chacal. And it's not really that far from Mexico City. It really is just. Thank you, En Chacal. En Chacal. Y un Chacal. Michoacán. Qué gonorrea. Michoacán. By the way, Colombians, we say gonorrea as like an express. Like it's not gonorrhea. You know what I mean? Like it's not. You talk to a Colombian, it's like qué gonorrea. It's like what the hell, right? You guys just like gonorrhea. That sounds really rough. Okay, and then you said Peru. You're like, I did. I said Peru. Don't know why I said Peru. I left and I'm trying to forget. I'm still kidding. Peru is amazing. Peru is amazing. For those people who don't know, Peru is a country that has the best show of all times, and that includes every single show. It's called Laura in America. Thank you. And if you don't know what it is, white people, Google that shit. It's better than Judge Judy. And that shit will keep you hooked forever. She's still trying to forget that. That's all right. I spent a big portion of my life in Canada, as I was saying earlier, and it was great. By the way, Americans, did you guys know that Canadians hate you? Did you know that? Where are you from, by the way?
We went to school. Montreal, so yeah, we knew.
Oh, by Montreal.
We did, yeah. We went
But
to
you're
school
American.
Up north. We are American, yeah.
Oh yeah. What part of America are you from?
From an hour north of the city, Fun County, yeah.
Okay, you're afraid now. He says there's too many immigrants. Don't give too many details. I understand. Okay, American. But so you were there, so you know that low key Canadians hate Americans.
They hate us.
They hate. Yeah, of course they do. I mean, this is how I know. I moved back from Canada to the U.S. and I was getting. This is when Donald Trump was president, right? And I was getting hate messages from Canadians, which is very cute. It's very adorable. They say you like all in caps, like, hey, Santi, I hope this text message finds you well. And how are you? And also, how dare you move to a country that elects a racist president? What are you gonna do about it? About it. You were the only two who got that joke. Boot it, you fucking! Finally, they're speaking to my people. Boot it! I was like, Canada, is he minus 40 degrees racist? I can feel my feet. And I don't have suicidal thoughts in July. I think I'm gonna be fine. I love Canada. Like I was very, very proud and very happy to get my Canadian citizenship, because when you travel with a Colombian passport, it gets very hectic at the border. You know that people that are like in line and you see a Colombian passport, you're like, oh, this is gonna take forever. This is just. I was happy. I was like, oh, dude, I have a Canadian passport. I can finally go, to the airport, not being afraid. I have like the Canadian white privilege, right? I can just go to the airport, start stealing stuff. Just like, hey, making eye contact with security people. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm white. Ah! I can finally enjoy that, right? So I remember that moment with my Canadian passport, going, through the board, to the security line. I'm like, see the security guy? I'm like aggressively making eye contact with him. He's like, that white guy's kind of weird. I was just handing my passport like. I was like, oh. That's okay. No, he's being okay. Give him 2 more. Whatever he's got, give him 2 more. That'll make the recording, by the way. Everything you're saying is gonna be on Sirius XM. Right? So I'm in part of the joke, right? So I gave him my Canadian passport. I'm like, yeah, like proud, like take it, fine, take it. He's like, oh, Canadian passport. This guy is white passing. Kind of looks like a Korean single mother, but opens the passport, looks at the details on my passport. Ruben Santiago Espinosa mensaje my compass. Born in Bogota, Colombia. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a random search, so just. Quítate los pantalones, por favor. It was a very brief window of privilege right there. Fleeting, it just left. Whew. But I moved a lot. Growing up. I was born in Colombia, lived in Colombia for the first 10 years, then came to the U.S. and went to Canada, back here to the U.S. I'm not a fugitive, I swear to God. I didn't have a job, so I just with my mom. Growing up, though, I wanted to be American white. I wanted to be American white. I didn't want to be Colombian white. Very different. And you'll understand this because I remember I had this best friend. His name was Kevin. Still Kevin, I think. I hope COVID didn't kill him. Kevin, and I remember we were just having a great time. We were just hanging out together, He'd be super late. His mom would come over and she'd be like, "Okay, Kevin, it's super late. Let's just wrap it up. It's over." Right? And Kevin would take a pause, make eye contact with his mom, and he'd be like, "Fuck you, Mom. You don't tell me what to do." I was like, "You do that to your mom?" I was like, "You don't do that to your mom?" I was like, "Are you crazy?" If I went over to my Colombian mom like, "Fuck you, Mom," she'd be like, "Que fuck me? Usted dijo que fuck me." Yo sé qué significa eso. I know what that means. Usted dijo que fuck me. Usted dijo que fuck me. Usted dijo que. This is what we're gonna do, Santiago. I'm gonna send you back to Colombia. And just so you know, no one's waiting for you at the airport. I hope you speak Spanish. Very different. Very different. Yeah. And I don't know, in the middle of all this mess of me moving a lot, I ended up marrying a white girl from Canada. Pretty accurate the reaction my mom had. Very silence for a little while. Santiago, ¿usted por qué no se casó con una colombianita, hombre? Para poderle hablar. Santi, why didn't you marry a Colombian girl so we could have a conversation? And I was like, Mom, that is exactly why I didn't marry a Colombian girl. You know way too much about me. I don't want you talking things behind my back. Because when my mom and my wife are having a conversation, they're two different conversations going on. My wife is like, oh, Colombia's so beautiful, I really want to go visit. And my mom is like, no vaya a Colombia, es muy peligroso, no visite. Like, don't go to Colombia, it's very dangerous. And my wife just comes up and is like, I just had the most profound conversation with your mom. She really wants us to go visit Colombia. And I was like, keep swinging, baby. You're really trying your best here. The less you understand each other, the happier I'm going to be. Oh man, and I gave my white girl from Canada the green card. A Mexican gave her the green card. See, we can do it too, motherfucker! We can do it too! I have no idea how he feels to screw over Donald Trump, but that's pretty close. Felt pretty great. Oh man, she's so white, so beautiful. She's got baby fever. You know what that means? We want to be broke forever. Like that. Having a baby, I mean, is the worst. I mean, having a baby is like buying the worst cryptocurrency you can think of. There's no fundamental value in that. You're gonna pay a price that it's gonna be, too much, and you're never gonna be able to get rid of it because it's always gonna be below market price. It's just gonna be in your basement somewhere. It's like, should I kill this or what? Like, well, when do I pull the plug to this bad investment? It's really not good. But anyways, so this is the problem. During COVID, during the pandemic, Instagram was putting a lot of peer pressure. Instagram was giving us 3 options, right? All the time. You go on Instagram, it was like, either get a dog, get wasted every night, or have a baby. We're not responsible enough to have a dog. Let's have a baby. That makes sense. It's reasonable, you know what I mean? Like, how hard can it be? Yeah, that was, the whole pandemic was just like making love. Well, fucking just. It becomes, because like, after a certain point, you know what I mean? Like, you think you can, by the way, do we have any people with children? Clap if you got children. Clap. Wow. We have a lot of just very smart investors in this crowd tonight. Who has babies? Like, no, we're not as stupid as you are. Seriously, there's a lot of Colombians. You probably have like some babies somewhere. Let me rephrase that question. Do we have any illegitimate babies somewhere? Really? No babies? Okay.
Not that I know of.
That's the proper response. Thank you very much. So no babies. That joke changes when there's no baby. How about you? You don't have any babies somewhere? You look at me like, stop talking to me, motherfucker. No babies. Okay, that's okay. Because here's the thing. I always relate to someone that has babies because it's been very, very challenging to get pregnant. Just, as I was saying, just making love, just, Why do high school kids get preggo right away? You understand? You go to a high school that had the babies back to back. The first one was just the tip. Second one was just merely eye contact, to be honest with you. So what are you doing, man? What are you putting in your penis? Here I am taking vitamin C, not drinking coffee, just like, just crying, like, when is this gonna stop? Just doing the dishes, she's like, drop off your pants, I'm ovulating. I was like, come on, I'm not a piece of meat. Let me breathe. Take me out to dinner, maybe you get to see the... Dude, I don't have a Me Too. I can't write on Twitter like, my wife wants to do it again. It's like, what are you, gay or something? Just do it. crazy, man. It's just like your ovulation station is once a month, just a whole week. Yeah, it's just. I know it's coming too. It's like, oh no, here we go. Yeah. It's insane, man. You think that men are the most sexually aggressive creatures? Dude, a woman that wants to have a baby when she's ovulating, she is and says, drop off your baby. You're like, what is that voice? You know, when you wake up the next morning, it's like, she tore my ACL again. This is just... My knee wasn't like this last night. This is... It turned into therapy real quick, right? I'm just complaining about my life. So anyways, just doing this for, over a year, no baby. So she got me an appointment to go check out the guys. Or the girls. Or the non-binary, non-sex conforming sperm. It's 2022. Whatever you want to be. Non-sex conforming, non-binary. So you got me the appointment. I show up to the appointment. The doctor's, Mr. Espinosa, thank you very much for coming. Today we're going to check your specimen. I'm like, oh, so I'm just going to be masturbating in someone's office today. Like, that's what I'm doing. It's Monday, 7:30. I hope you're happy. What kind of animal do you think I am? If I knew this was going down, I would have booked it on a Friday at 7:30 p.m. Come down, Mr. Espinosa. We're going to take you to the lab where you're going to do your thing. It's like, dude, that's not a lab. That's your office. I can see your desk, and that's your family picture right here. I hope you're happy. I'm going to be masturbating on Monday at 7:30 in front of your family. That's very nice, sir. The guy kept it to. He's like, no, it's very professional. So they take you to the lab. They have this. It's a couch. Remote control, TV. The couch has a piece of paper on it. Because COVID, I guess. I don't know. I wonder who goes to the appointment and is like, there's no piece of paper on the couch. I'm not doing this. That somehow helps. That somehow, in your head, you're like, they cleaned their stuff, you know what I mean? Like, that's... So you go, right? And you sit very uncomfortably on this couch. And you're like, who's been here before? Oh. You got the remote control. You're like, oh my God. You turn it on. They give you 4 options. They give you Netflix, HBO, Discovery Plus, and Pornhub. He's just like, Pornhub, is that Pornhub? Yeah. Yeah, it's a test of how much of a pervert you are. I think it is if you just Netflix, Squid Games, like that's. You're not fit to be a dad. You're also going to jail, sir. I love how fast you were like Pornhub. I'm a gentleman. I turned it on. I was like, HBO, Game of Thrones. Let's do this. I'm a gentleman. I watch too much Pornhub. Game of Thrones, that's how I get real hard, When Khalitsa says, where are my dragons? I'm like, I'm right there, baby. I'm right here. When Jon Snow says, winter's coming, that's my cue. So, of course, I did go for Pornhub. I'm not an animal. And... So you're doing, they give you the cup. You have to do it into a little cup. Yeah, you been there before? Very confident, yeah, they give you the cup. Very small target, by the way. That's just like, like, they should tell you to practice at home. Like, what kind of superhuman do you think I am? You just give me, like, you put it in here, I'm like, what this? And then, because, like, when you're about to come, guys, your knees kind of just weaken a little bit, so you're kind of like, and you're masturbate. You're like, what am I doing with my life? You're just like, and then at some point you're like, for my family. It goes in. I was very happy. I was like, I'm a natural. I nailed it. I was just really nice. I was like, oh, first, it would have been very awkward that he had to pick up the sperm from like his family picture. That would have been really bad. You know, it was good. It was just went in. I was like, oh my God. You have this moment of pride, like, okay, really good. Look at my boys. My non-binary sperm, here we are. At last, I've never seen you so, what is happening here? And you checked, and I didn't listen to the Asian lady that was giving me the instructions, right? Apparently, after you do, the postage specimen, you're supposed to open this portal into fertility. You put it in, close it, and I guess gets sent to, you're the nurse, it gets sent to, I don't know, you probably never dealt with this stuff. And it goes somewhere, like fertility heaven, like God picks it up and he's like, whoa, he's fertile, and then send you back, and that's how they determine whether you are good to go or not, right? I guess you're like, well, I don't know what the hell's happening anymore. Anyways, but I didn't listen to the Asian ladies, so I was just chilling with my sperm in the office for 15 minutes just talking to them, like, it's gonna be okay. So the Asian lady just walks in and is like, what are you doing, sir? And I'm like, I'm having a family moment here, if you don't mind. She's talking to my sperm. I just give it back to her. She's like, this is the worst Monday I've ever had. She just walks away. Got my results back. My sperm is above average, everybody. It's on 100% fine. Thank you very much. I am not the problem, so that's... No, she's not. She got tested too. She went through the whole like different procedure because everything for women is like way more. I'm complaining about like jizzing in a cup. They had something put inside of her like a fucking robot. Like, so what are they vacuuming you? Like, what is that? Guys, we just do the easy stuff. Women always go through harder things than we do. Anyway. She got the results and everything's perfect. Like, we're both young people that could have babies at any point. I have a theory. I think my sperm is like Neymar. Do we know who Neymar? So do you know who Neymar is? See, they're white. They don't know who Neymar is. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just like, Neymar, is that like a gay athlete or something? Like what is you don't know who Neymar is, right? Soccer player. Thank you. You're half Latino now. That's just. So Neymar is known for being like very like, hey man, where we go, like he's really good at what he does. But whenever there's a real moment of like there's an egg or something, he's like, oh, it just drops. It's just like that's my sperm. That's the best description I can give you. When you go home, Google Neymar, and you think of my sperm, exactly the same thing. Come out of the gate perfect, and then somehow it's just... By the way, I kind of hurt my knee doing that act out. Great stuff. I have an excuse not to have sex tonight. So, got injured. I have video evidence of that, so I can perform tonight. Oh, man. You guys are a lot of fun. That's good. Yeah, so just so you know, Neymar, not a lot of white people get that. Do we have, by the way, we have a very nice ethnic crowd tonight, which is amazing. My people, even though you guys were like, you're white. So you're the only two representing white America tonight? I saw some white people in the back too. See, they're vetting the situation. They're like, when it gets really weird, we're really dialing 911. We're really doing that. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Where are you guys from? Connecticut, of course you're from Connecticut. You didn't even have to say anything. What's your name, sir? Griffin. Of course it is. Of course it is, Griffin. Look, you probably have great credit. That's great. Like that's just. Griffin is amazing. Thank you. And those are your bros? Those are your bros right there?
Yeah, they're friends.
They're friends? Thank you. Where to tell everybody? I'm not gay. They're just friends. Just letting everybody know, they're friends. Let me tell you something. A lot of people thought I was gay before I got married. When I say a lot of people thought I was gay, I mean my mom thought I was gay. Colombian immigrant, if you're not married or through a divorce by the time you're 18, you're gay. Like that is... Doing stand-up comedy in your 20s in New York City, that is Colombian gay. Like, she called me up when I was here in New York, right? She calls me up and she's like, hey, Santi, you know, ¿cómo estás? How's it going? You know, ¿cómo está todo en Nueva York? How's everything in New York? My mom, I'm great. How are you? She's like, Santi, una preguntica, a little question. Between you and I, entre los dos, porque somos amigos. Between you and I, because we're friends. I'm like, Mom, we're not friends, but whatever. Just... What do you want to ask? She's like, Sandy, are you gay or something? And I'm like, what, Mom? What did you just try to ask? Like, just gay or something? It's like, did you just ask if I was gay? She's like, yeah. Just trying to be casual, just trying to be your friend. I'm like, Mom, that's not what friends do. We don't go like, hey, dude, you like to suck some dick? No, like, we don't do that. Friends don't ask those questions to one another. She was like, are you gay? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm not gay. She was like, how do you know? So let me turn it back to you, sir. How do you not, you're not gay, sir? Well, that's not a lot of evidence, I'll tell you. That is, you're probably gay. I'm kidding. Now, no, it's genuinely, like, is there any, like, you seem like a smart person. How do you know you're not gay? I'm putting you in a very awkward... Both of his friends are like, this is the night we're gonna fucking... This is the night! Gryffindor is finally gonna find some true character. You don't know. The answer is you don't know genuinely. You think you do, but you don't know. Like, I remember being put in that position by my mom. I was like, how do I know that I'm... Not, I don't know, Mom. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I like the idea of going to comedy shows with my boys and very, very specific example. Off the top, I love going to I don't know, play like a gay bar, for instance. You know, I go to a gay bar and I get all the attention. I get the free drinks. I'm like the hot girl at the bar. Like I'm like you go to a bar and there's you get so much attention. I feel great when you go to a gay bar as a man. You're like, oh my God, this is fantastic. It's empowering. You feel great. I just don't like the idea of having sex with a guy. That's where I draw the line. And she was like, that is hilarious. Muy chistoso, Santiago. Muy chistoso. Do you remember the time when you said you didn't like the idea of eating broccoli? But then you tried it. And you loved it. And you were just eating broccoli for weeks and you were so happy. I just want you to be happy. See, so whenever you're eating broccoli, you always remember me. Oh man, my very open-minded Colombian mom. But I'll tell you guys the truth. After going through a pandemic with a woman, I'm ready to be gay any day now. I really am. I guarantee you my gay husband or boyfriend wouldn't make me clean the toilet 7 times a week. Like, he wouldn't do that. It would just be blowjobs and happiness the whole time. It would just be great. It would be like, did you clean the toilet again? It's like, how dirty can it get? Like, it's 100% true. I mean, like, I love my wife. I really love my wife, but the best part of being married to my wife was when we were dating. 100%. Because when you're dating, you're not really telling the truth. I'm sorry, I articulated too much. I don't have COVID, I swear to God. The action zone. Yeah, you're not, when you're dating, who's dating here? Clap if you're dating tonight. Clap if you're dating. Yeah, look at that. You're excited. You're like, everything's amazing. When you're dating, are you kidding me? When we were dating, it was like, oh my God, let's go to Central Park and watch some pigeons. Yeah! Like every stupid activity sounds amazing. You're married, you're like, there's a documentary about pigeons. What are you, stupid? Like, very different. Right? I remember dating. Oh man, I played so much Tinder. Oh, wonderful. Tinder, bro, you have that, right? Tinder, do you still play it? You're like, forget it, bro. Right here. Yeah, I love it. Now I just play on someone else's Tinder on the subway. I was like, hey, what are you doing? That was right. Always swipe right. Oh man, I went on 38 Tinder dates. I know, you're like, oh my God, yeah, after the 20th, you're the problem. You were like, oh my God, you counted them. That's so sad. I know. I just played so much Tinder. It was crazy. But I had to delete it. I deleted Tinder. Very old-fashioned guy. I was like, I have to delete these apps. I just don't want to deal with my future son, Sebastian. So I already picked up a name. Coming out to me one day, he's like, hey, Daddy, how did you meet Mom? I'm like, well, Seth is a pretty good story. I was at a bar. I was pretty drunk. I pulled out my phone. And then I swiped. 20 times to the right. And your mom, the sassy skank. She was the only one who got back to me. So she was. We had sex without a condom, and she's very Catholic, so. That's an abortion joke within a Tinder joke. Thank you. You're like, yeah! So thank you. Catholic. Catholics are very sensitive to that joke sometimes. Do you have any people who grew up Catholic here? People that are... Yes? Yes! I already forgot where you're from, but yes. In Mexico, because Mexico, Colombia, we crecemos católicos. We grew up Catholic, right? That's what we do. You guys grew up Catholic? They're like, we're whatever, bro. We're just... Religion is a construct, to be honest with you. That's why I love white people. Yeah, whatever my mom said, I pretended to give a shit. Listen, dude, I grew up like hardcore Catholic every Sunday to church. Like that was just every Sunday. I'm like, what? Yeah, fuck that. I know, fuck that. Dude, that's why I wanted to be like you. You think I said, fuck church, my mom would be like, fuck church. You know who's waiting for you in hell? Satan. And he likes to fuck little boys like you. That's Colombian, man. This is a true story. My mom told me when I was a kid that if I masturbated, Jesus would watch me do it. True story. What kind of pervert is Jesus? He's just taking time off from heaven on a hectic Friday night, like. He's just like, Joseph, you know what time it is, right? Let's go watch Santi do his thing, you know? Joseph is like, you're such a pervert, Jesus. This is just... way to make it weird in heaven for everybody. Right? Like, every time I went to the bathroom, I was like, where the hell is Jesus? If he shows up unexpectedly, I'm coming on his face. I don't care. This is... I didn't invite him to this party. This is on him. Years later, though, I found out my mom wasn't talking about Jesus. She was talking about this guy, Jesus, who lived next door. Happened to be a priest. I love that joke always gets out. You guys, you've been so wonderful. Honestly, thank you so much for being part of this recording. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Before I go, I'm gonna leave you guys with a joke that may or may not make it into the final cut. Probably not. That's very. He's gonna say something really fucked up. Well, listen. So the whole album is about how I happen to be an immigrant, right? Like I traveled my entire life, didn't really fit in with anything. So when I was here in the United States, I became, you know, the guy Kevin I was talking about earlier? It was Valentine's Day. We were in high school, right? We were in recess, and I was in love with the teacher. I was really in love with her. Miss Molina. And she was beautiful. She was gorgeous. Puerto Rican woman. It was just amazing. And Kevin was like, hey, you know, Santi, it would be really cool. I know you like Miss Molina. You should give her a compliment. Right? You should tell her that she is a faggot. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, it means beautiful. Swear to God. And I was like, it really does? Is that what that means? I was like, I'm your best friend. Do you think that I wouldn't... You think I'd put you at risk with... True story, man. True story. So I was excited. I was like, I'm going to win Miss Molina's heart. Come from recess, right? I'm like excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it, right? And I had a thick accent at the time, so I was just like, hey, Miss Molina. Right, so like we go in, and then the whole class, I'm just like... And Miss Molina said, what, Santi, what do you want? Why are you doing that? So I was like, Miss Molina, I just want to say something. She says, what do you want to say? I was like, Miss Molina, you faggot. She was like, what did you just say to me? And I was like, you're a beautiful faggot. All the white people were like, he's going to get deported. Like, this is... These immigrants are aggressive. True story, man. And the same is with the principal's office. This principal with this Italian guy, very like, oh, just spitting in my face, like, yeah, this is why, you know, people like you, like, you know, it's just so hard to assimilate. Blah. Just spit it in my face, and I'm like, ah. So I want to call your mom, I want to tell you what you did. And I was like, she doesn't speak English. So, you can try. So obviously he calls my mom. My mom picks up the phone and says, "Hello, sí, ¿cómo está?" He's like, "What's your mom's name?" Blanca. Blanca. We're gonna send your home back because he said something horrible in class and he's getting suspended. My mom was like, "Well, send him home. Mándalo para la casita. No hay ningún problema." Like, send him home. There's no problem. He's like, "Your mom doesn't speak English." She's like, "That is what I've been telling everybody." So I just get home, my mom was just waiting for me with empanadas. Like, ¿qué pasó en la clase, Santiago? ¿Qué dijiste? Like, what you say in class? What happened? I was like, Mom, I don't want to talk about it. I want to forget. I'm almost crying. She's like, Santiago, mejor amigo acá, mejor amigo. My mom, stop it with that shit. Just, my best friend is Kevin. And she's like, but dígame, tell me what you said in class. And I was like, Mom, I called the teacher a name. And she's like, ¿qué fue? What was it? And I was like, I called her a faggot. And she's like, what does that mean? I was like, Mom, I think it means beautiful. I think that's... And there's nothing more beautiful than seeing you and your immigrant mother call everybody a faggot for months. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Keep it going for your host. My name is Santi Espinosa. Thank you very much.
Keep it going for Santi, everybody! Yeah. Hilarious. Great.
because the
Yo, man.
did it, baby.
You did it, man.
We did it.
You're fucking good, man. It's your best time I saw it. Ever. Yeah. You're really good, man. How'd you feel?
I feel very happy. This was honestly, I don't even know what to say. It was just great.
Let's go to celebrate. Come on.
All right, we're gonna do shots now.
Oh, yeah?
How we doing? Yeah.
Yeah, man. He was good.
Oh, killed it.
Baby, we did it.
Yeah, man.
Dios, patria, libertad,
Para todo el mundo,
la independencia.
his moment, Ozzy's the best. I love him so much. He's seen me from like day one, 2013.
Day one. Job well done, Santiago. Un trago para Santiago. Salud.
We did it.
Yeah, man.